Our roaming News First cameras often stumble upon interesting events, but this time around, in place of the usual human events, nature threw up a startling scene exclusively for our cameras.
These python babies were discovered in the Kotawaya Dahamuna area. The mother of these babies were also found with the babies. The area residents say that there are nearly 30 baby pythons with the mother. These ringly babies, however, would have had a very short life as a hungry monitor was lurking nearby, waiting for its moment. The alert area residents, having sensed what was about to happen, had chased the predator away. Subsequently, the area residents had released the mother and the babies to a nearby wood. Meanwhile, a whale had washed ashore on the Kaburgamu beach in Madura this morning. Our correspondent stated that the whale was approximately 60 feet long. Area residents suspect that the whale had hit a coral reef, fatally injuring it.
We start off with a look at some golf news. Sri Lanka finished 7th in the team event at the 64th Singapore Amateur Golf Championship at the Seletar Country Club. Singapore came in first while Australia were placed second in the team event at the Singapore Amateur Golf Championship. Sri Lanka finished 7th while Chinese Taipei came in third and Malaysia and Thailand were tied in 4th place. Myanmar was 6th. Sri Lanka's N. Thangaraja had a disappointing round of 6 over par score of 78 and Vijitha Bandara had a 5 over par score of 77 with 5 birdies today. 8 countries are taking part in the championship, which is held from the 2nd to the 5th of this month. Now, the Sri Lanka A team and the England Lions are currently battling it out on day 2 of an unofficial test, which is underway at North Marine Road Ground in Scarborough. The Sri Lanka A team that bundled out the England Lions for a first innings score of 299 runs yesterday saw Malinda Varnapura and Lahiru Thirimana opening the batting on an overnight first innings score of 27 for no loss today. However, Jane Turnback got the better of Varnapura for 34, while Lahiru Thirimana was trapped in front for 22 by Stuart Mika. Dimod Karnaratne unleashed a promising performance with the willow by hammering 43, but he was not allowed to progress further by James Harris, who claimed the prized wicket. The Sri Lanka A team were 292 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in their first innings a short while ago. Staying in more cricket news, India has suffered another blow ahead of the third test against England, with confirmation that Yuvraj Singh and Harbhajan Singh will miss the rest of the 4-match series through injury. Spinner Harbhajan Singh has a stomach strain and batsman Yuvraj Singh has a broken finger. Both were sustained in the second test at Trent Bridge, which England won with ease to take a 2-0 lead in the series. Right-handed batsman Virat Kohli will replace Yuvraj and left-arm spinner Pragyan Ojha comes in for Harbhajan. Harbhajan was largely ineffective at Nottingham in a match dominated by seamers and batsmen. But it transpired that the world's leading active wicket-taker was bowling through the pain of what has since been diagnosed as a Grade 1 lower abdominal tear, which will prevent him from playing for the next 3 weeks. Meanwhile, Yuvraj Singh's injury may take around 4 weeks to recover, and therefore he may miss some of the ODI series against England. India are still hoping that Zahir Khan, who was able to run without apparent discomfort in training shortly after the end of the match in Nottingham, will be able to return from his hamstring injury to lead the attack again in the third test at Edgbaston in Birmingham. Opening batsman Virendra Sehwag was finally due to arrive in England today after shoulder injury. He is likely to be important for the tourists as they try to rescue a series in which they will lose their status as the world's top test team to England should they lose by 2 clear matches. Tiger Woods gave no timetable on when he will name a full-time replacement for former caddy Steve Williams, but said yesterday that there have been no shortage of applicants. Woods will use childhood friend Byron Bell as his interim caddy when he returns to PGA Tour action at this week's WGC Bridgestone Invitational and most likely at next week's US PGA Championship before naming a replacement. Tiger Woods was out bright and early at the Firestone Country Club at Acorn in Ohio last morning. Woods is preparing for his first tournament since withdrawing from the Players' Championship in May due to injuries to his left leg. Woods said he had been itching to play for several weeks and that once he was able to exert explosive power on his left leg, he felt he was ready to return. After 9 holes of practice, Woods said he was pain-free. Woods said he was pleased with the way he was striking the ball and felt he was back on track with the work he was doing with swing coach Sean Foley. Notably absent from the Woods entourage was longtime caddy Steve Williams. Woods fired his caddy of 12 years 2 weeks ago, reportedly upset that Williams caddied for Adam Scott without his employer's permission. Moving on to some sports news on a lighter note now. 5 Barcelona players visited the Miami Seaquarium where they met 3 dolphins and played a friendly game of water polo against them and conceded a goal. 5 players from the Barcelona soccer team took time out from their pre-season schedule to visit the Miami Seaquarium in Florida, United States yesterday. Victor Valdez, Pedro Rodriguez, Xavi Hernandez, Sergio Busquets and David Villa spent time in the pool swimming with dolphins, patting them and posing for photographs. They also played a little water polo with one of the 3 male dolphins named Echo, scoring a goal past the Barcelona goalkeeper Valdez. The Barcelona team will be facing more traditional opponents today when they take on Mexico's CD Guadalajara in Miami. Their pre-season tour concludes on Saturday when they take on another Mexican side, Club America, in Arlington, Virginia.
Now, Brazil has for long been a shining light on the global fashion radar.
Today on Fashion First, we feature high-end fashion trends from the Rio Fashion Week 2011.
Alexander Hershkovich this season is influenced by vintage fabrics from the 1950s and 1960s, whose intense colors have grown pale over the decades. The washed-out pastel tones define the color scheme of the models. The clothes and glasses complemented each other. Meanwhile, Aqua Studio went in for a much more subtle look. The dresses were stunning with the layered geometric waist, shoulder and frontal panels.
Now you, our viewers, have the opportunity to share any newsworthy video clips with the entire nation through News First. You can do so by sending us the video captured on your mobile devices via email or MMS.
However, make sure your video clips are 30 seconds or less. You can email us on newsfirst@newsfirst.lk or MMS us on 0759301003. The number once again, 0759301003. You can also log on to www.newsfirst.lk to keep yourself fully updated with regard to all the stories you're following right here on News First. I'm Shamir Rasuli.
And I'm Kumarini Rajakharana. It was a pleasure having you with us. Take care and good night.